My name's Jack Henry, and I used to get no women. Then I spent years studying dating psychology and creating frameworks to make dating a science. The concept I'm going over today is about how to go from women ignoring you, to then being comfortable around you, to then being romantically interested, to then actually having dating success. And I'll explain later why having dating success is different from having women romantically interested in you. So let's get into it. We're going to start by imagining a guy who has nothing going for him in dating. Every single girl ignores him. He isn't socialized. He isn't attractive. He's just being ignored. And we got to go from bringing him from ignored to dating success. All right. We got to figure out how to branch those two together. And now I'm going to use this bar as a representation of all women. And I'm going to fill that in completely with red. And that's going to signify 100% of women ignoring this dude. All right. So here we have it. 100% of women, and every single one of them is going to ignore him. Now, how do we go from ignored to dating success? Well, you have to start by making the women comfortable with you. You don't even have to worry about attracting them yet. You just have to make them go from being, oh, I don't want to even talk to this guy, to, okay, I'm comfortable around him. The way to go from ignored to platonic with girls is to become socialized. Just build social exposure reps with anybody. And you do have to get some women in there just to learn the difference between guys and girls because they socialize differently. And it can really help if you're reflecting afterwards through those social exposures. By reflecting, I mean like after you're done interacting with people, be like, okay, what could have gone better and what did I do well? Just so you can learn. And this really increases your velocity and social exposure. All right, so that's step one from going from ignored to dating success. And I'll make other videos on how to do this in more detail, but like if you're in college, it's pretty easy. Just go meet people in your classes, go to the bars, join clubs. Whether you're in college or not, you can have it in your job, you can get socialized through work. You can join. I personally believe that every single person belongs enough to an identity, culture, or religion that they can join a group around that. Just join like your church, even if you don't believe in any of the stuff and you're only Christian on your mom's side, right? All right. So this is what it looks like for somebody who became very well socialized. You know, maybe the average guy goes to like up to here with the blue, but what this means is that there's this percentage of women, if you go up and try to introduce yourself to them, they're going to ignore you. And this many are comfortable being friends with you. The blue represents the platonic. And I drew a little line. I don't know if you can see it. But a little line right here, that's about the maximum that you can do. So this is still someone who's pretty well socialized. And the more socialized you get, the more this line right here between the red and the blue drops, and you convert from women who are ignoring you into women who are comfortable talking to you. And this is about the maximum. You can't really go higher than like here, because there's always going to be women they're distracted. They're in a bad mood. Maybe their boyfriend's like behind their back and they're about to like crash out on them for something else anyway, right? So there's just, you can't always get every single woman to want to talk to you. So now how do we bridge from platonic to dating success? Because we're still missing all of this. It's still just platonic and ignored. And so the next step is going from platonic to romantic interest. And the way that you go from platonic to romantic interest is by becoming more attractive. So step one is to become socialized, and step two is to become more attractive. And while a lot of increasing attraction is just looks, there's also a whole aspect to personality-based attractiveness increases. Increasing your leadership energy, increasing confidence under pressure, all that kind of stuff. But also there's the whole looks aspect, which this is getting a better haircut, getting a better outfit, washing your face more, all of that kind of stuff. All right, so this is what it's going to look like for somebody who's like, I'd say pretty average looking. Just like what the blue did to eat into the red zone, it's the green eating into the blue. But the thing is, you can only increase the green up to where your blue line bottom is. What I mean by this is that if you're not comfortable for women to be around, it doesn't matter how attractive you are. So visually, the green can only go down to this line. It can't eat into the red. But if you increase your socialization, which lowers the blue into the red, which can go up to this little line, then your green can go all the way down. But like I said before, just because women are romantically interested in you does not equal dating success. We're still missing one key step, and that step is volume. So this could be sliding the DMs, matching with them on dating apps, meeting them through mutuals, meeting them out through cold approach, anything. Well, this is really a percentage-based graph, right? It's kind of abstract. But now if we're going to actually look into what one individual woman thinks of this guy, I'm going to randomly place a little X that's going to signify this woman's reaction to this guy. So that's the first shot on goal right here. And it lands in the platonic zone, right? So this guy with this profile went maybe cold approached some random woman and it was a fail. She friend zoned him. Now he goes up to another one. Ooh, this time he does get ignored. But one more. And this girl has romantic interest in him. So it's just about volume. It's just about shooting enough shots where enough of them are going to land into the green zone that you have choice in the women that you want. Because let's say that the first little X represents a woman that he doesn't find attractive. So he just has to keep shooting volume. Maybe he gets a few more in the platonic zone and in the red zone. But eventually, with enough volume, he could get like 20 X's in the green zone, and I'm sure he'd be perfectly happy at that point. So it really is just a volume game, at least in that point. But keep in mind, you do first have to become more socialized, become more attractive, and then you start shooting volume. And if you do those steps, you can go from being ignored by women to dating success. One of my next videos is going to be on a specific way to increase volume, and it's something called friends maxing. It's a little bit of a dangerous tactic, and basically what it is that it wasn't until a couple generations ago that we suddenly ended up having romantic relationships with just random people, and it was all through mutual connections. And so friends maxing is maximizing the mutual connections that you have with women because it gives you a huge increase in how much they trust you. Just in a way of like, okay, my friends are cool with this guy, he must be pretty cool. So like these videos if you want to see more of this and the friends maxing in your feed.